What's going on, E-Nation fans? This is the Impressed 40 here. Welcome back to another video. And today, I'm going to be answering your questions that you guys submitted in the comments below or in a community post from a month ago to celebrate my 8 years of being a motorsport content creator and also celebrating 1,500 subscribers again. And again, the road to 2K is underway since last month. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for the questions. I'm looking forward to answering them. And with that being said, let's get to it. So the first question from John Van Deventer, the Motorsports Fan, 2021. He asked, "What is the worst thing IndyCar has ever done, in your opinion? They can be making a really bad car, things that could have been avoided." That's an interesting question. Whether it's like bad officiations, like the thing back in Detroit a month ago, back in June, racing in Las Vegas with a 34 car field, racing at a 1.5 mile facility. Whatever happened at the 1997 Indy 500 with the confusion, the 2011 New Hampshire restart. Man, like, yeah, just because I praise IndyCar, like IndyCar is my #1 go-to series, I'm not gonna like kiss their ass about everything. Like, of course they're the best series, but of course they're not perfect. They will make mistakes. So yeah, as long as they learn from their mistakes, I think everything should be fine. There's of course some bad moments, bad calls they've made. They're not perfect. So those are the things I could think of. I know there's a lot more. Next question from Flying Blaney. He asked 2 questions. One, how did you learn to edit videos? Back when YouTube editor was a thing, I only just put videos together, that's it, or just trimmed it a bit. That's all I ever did. After YouTube got rid of YouTube editor, September 2017, I used iMovie only. Like, before YouTube got rid of YouTube editor, I did like iMovie somewhere around summer 2017. I learned and learned and learned. I'm still learning how to use it, and I just use iMovie. But how do I learn? I just taught myself, and also like watch others. Number 2, how did you become such a willpower fanatic? Ooh, yes, I love these kind of questions. So how did I become a willpower fanatic? All right, so I saw some IndyCar races, like in 2010, 2011, like 3 or 4 races between those years. Then I officially got into IndyCar 2012. I remember like one Sunday morning, like probably like 11:30. I remember like flipping channels, see what's on, and the IndyCar race was on Brazil, Sao Paulo, and I remember seeing the race. It was something else. Anybody remember Sao Paulo? But how did I become a willpower fan? That particular race, because I remember like just keep paying attention to willpower, just focusing on him and nothing else. And then after willpower won that race, I was happy. And then like the rest of the season, I was rooting for power. And then everybody knows how he lost the championship. Don't even get me started on that. And because how much attention I put on willpower, I'm like, I love this guy. I want to root for him. And I don't know how to say it better, but like, I became a willpower fan. That's how I became a willpower fan, like in 2012. Basically, he's the reason why I started watching IndyCar, and I never looked back since. I love willpower. He's the GOAT. And I'm very grateful that I'm watching IndyCar. Even if willpower's not racing IndyCar, even if like willpower retires, I will still watch IndyCar, because not only I watch IndyCar for willpower, but I love the series in general. So if it wasn't for willpower, honestly, I don't think I'd be watching IndyCar as much still this early, like that early. I don't know, but that race is how I got into willpower. Like, I was just rooting for him. And then next question comes from, once again, John. He asked me 4 questions. He asks, 1, why do you hate the NASCAR's number placement idea? Other motorsports do it. Personally, I either want the numbers on the door like V8 Supercars and the NASCAR Peak Mexico Series, or the windshield like DTM, or the box like DTM as well in IMSA. I did a video about that back in December. Number 2, do you think that they got the idea from Cars 3? What? No disrespect, but what? Number 3, what would your reaction be if NASCAR ever had a LED number that tells the current position? I would like that, honestly. Like, I'm a fan of it on IMSA, sports cars, whatever. Like, when IndyCar had the LED light scoring thing, and when they time your pit stops, I love that. I thought it was very cool. I don't remember if people loved that or hated that. I don't know why it was gone. I actually love that. I miss it, honestly. Bring those back. Come on now. And number 4, thoughts on Austin Cindric's championship. So last year's Xfinity season, here's the thing. Like, yeah, at that time, I thought Cindric won the championship, like, even without the chase. But this is where it gets complicated, because without stages, Ross Chastain would be the actual season champion. But with stages, Austin Cindric is the champion. And because, like, those are different championships, those are different real champions with stages and no stages, that's what confuses me, because I don't know who's the real champion with no chase. Because without stages and then with stages, I don't know, that's what confuses me. So I don't know who's like the real legit champion, if it's Chastain or Cindric. Maybe I just go by average finish. If it came down with average finishes or like top 5, top 10, Chastain. But because of stage points, Cindric won it. So this is difficult for me, to be honest. The next question is from Rock and Roll 15. He asked me 3 questions. One of them was like old NASCAR news about Todd Gordon. He asked me, what do I think about Todd Gordon retiring at the end of the season, and who do you think Blaney's crew chief will be next year? So Todd Gordon, it was Joey Logano's crew chief, I think, and then he became Blaney's crew chief. Of course, Todd doesn't get talked about as much, like Chad Canales, Ray Evernham, Rodney Childress, so on and so forth. I think Todd did a good job. Crew chief and Joey Logano, very good crew chief. With Blaney, honestly, Blaney's always has crappy luck since he joined Penske. So, it's not on their crew chief. But, of course, I'm going to miss Todd Gordon. Did a good job with Logano. Second question, he asked me, do you think any new manufacturers will join NASCAR soon? Are they even trying? Are any manufacturers trying to get into the sport? Because I know there's rumors like Honda, Nissan, whatever. But I love how NASCAR tries, like, oh, to attract new manufacturers, we're just going to take away horsepower. That didn't work. I don't know. But will we see it? Hopefully. Like, I'd be down for that. But is it really going to happen? It's probably going to take a while still. Final question for Rock and Roll 15. Have you tried the new Baja Blast flavor? No. I've only had the regular, or original, whatever the hell it is. A blue one. So, other than that, no. But I'm sticking with the original. I can't go to a different flavor of Baja Blast. I'm sticking with the original. I love that one the most. Alright. NASCAR Fan 9_15 asked, do you watch dirt racing, late models, and sprint cars? Well, I like this question as well, because I actually do watch dirt racing. I watch World of Outlaws sprint car highlights. Yeah, I know, like, it's highlights, but, like, I love highlights anyway. But the series, oh, man, I can go all day about sprint car racing for World of Outlaws. I love it. Then, of course, there's the Chili Bowl Nationals, those shootout. And I do watch the Lucas Oil Late Model series, but I've been trying to watch that series since 2019. But it's just that I can like watch the first couple races of the season. Next thing you know, it's not live on TV, on Map TV. Like, I do like that series. I do like watching it, but it's just like It's hard to watch when it's not live on TV and all that. But yeah, I do watch the racing. So there's your question. Next question comes from MoffatCast02. He asked me 2 questions. Number 1, who is the one driver that was underrated and never got great equipment at the same time, all time? Oh my god, that's a tough question. Man. That's a tough question. I don't know. There's so many talented drivers that drove midfield cars and that never really had true potential of driving a top tier team. If Ross Chastain was not in a 42 or with Calig, like if this was 2018 before he was going to the 42 Xfinity car, I would say Chastain. Probably biased, but at the same time, think about it. But a good driver that never had potential to drive top teams. I need help here because I have no clue, honestly. You're giving me the real questions. This is too real of a question. I have no clue. I want to say Priest because like he's done well like at Xfinity when he was in the 18. He's a good modified driver, but he's struggling with JTG. I don't know how Stenhouse is better than him, but like that's how I feel. I feel like Priest, but at the same time he's struggling at JTG daughter in a 37 car. But I really don't know. That's a tough one. Number 2, least favorite SRX driver. To be honest, nobody. Like if you guys were thinking like Paul Tracy's my least favorite SRX driver, I bet you're surprised that I said nobody or not even Paul. Like here's the thing, I don't care what people say about Paul Tracy, like how he was in the SRX. I don't care. If he's entertaining, that's all I care. We need, like Paul Tracy never left his bad boy racing stuff. Like he was a bad boy car, champ car, and now he's like the bad boy of the SRX. So, hey, I guess the SRX needs a villain. There we go. So, characters and personalities also mean something in the SRX. So there we go. So no, I do not have a least favorite driver. Next question comes from Southeast Cup Series. He asked, favorite NASCAR track, past or present? For the past, Rockingham, because it's a very characteristic track. You can like go to any lane, and man, it's just like good racing. I love how banked it is, and I love how characteristic it is. It's beautiful, and of course, like any road course that was abandoned back in the day. I feel like Ontario, if it wasn't for the financial issues, I think it would still be a good track. Like, hey, it's the Brickyard of the West. Other than that, I really don't know. But for present, of course, Daytona National Speedway. But here's the thing. Daytona National Speedway is my all-time favorite motorsports track ever. Even if I, like, stop watching NASCAR for good and just only watch Daytona Speedway, Daytona will always be my favorite racetrack ever. But for NASCAR-wise, Daytona, any road course, Bristol, Homestead as well, because that's my home track. It was also a good track. Man. That's all I can think of. Alright, next question comes from IndieFanatics. I was asked 3 questions. He asked, what's your honest feeling on seeing Jimmie Johnson, a driver you love so much, in a category you love in IndyCar? Are you just enjoying every moment of his racing career continues, or do you wish he hadn't? Like as a Jimmie fan growing up, like I've always rooted for Jimmie. But when I heard that Jimmie was going IndyCar racing, I was like, oh hell yeah, let's go. Like I knew that he was not gonna be the best driver in IndyCar, because like come on, he drove stock cars. Everybody knows how much of a legend he is in NASCAR. But the transition from a heavy stock car to a non-power steering car like IndyCar, of course that's gonna be a very hard transition to be a stock car driver and now an open wheel driver. Like honestly, I'm just enjoying Jimmie racing IndyCar, the best series ever. Yeah, I know he's in a top team that is struggling, but he's in a learning curve. He's just doing this for fun. He wanted to race an IndyCar just like his hero Rick Mears. So I wouldn't take his IndyCar career too personally or too seriously, because he's just doing it just for the hell of it, because he loves racing. So I wouldn't take it too serious. I get that he's not the best. Like, all everyone's being so critical to him, but personally, I'm just like, let him do IndyCar. That's what he wants to do. I wouldn't take it too serious. Like, I'm just enjoying the moment for Jimmy. Great to see him in IndyCar. Love it. And number 2 for IndieFanatics, I was asked if I could pick a top 10 driver in the 2010s, who'd make your list? What could it be? You can pick a top 10 driver, IndyCar drivers. Next question from IndieFanatics. If you could pick a top 10 IndyCar drivers of the 2010s, who'd make your list? Of course, Will Power. Just kidding. Non-bias wise. Of course, Scott Dixon's number 1. Number 2, of course, is Will Power. Number 3. Man, this is interesting. Of course, I'm thinking Dario Franchitti. Ryan Hunter-Reay when he was at his peak. Alexander Rossi. So that's like, what, 5 so far? Joseph Newgarden. Who's another one? Simon Pagenaud. Number 8, Takuma Sato. Number 9. So that's 8 so far. Number 9, who is it? So I can think of 8. Am I missing somebody? I'm sorry if I'm missing somebody. Man, I'm such an idiot. Final question. Will Will Power ever win another championship? Man, will he win another championship? I feel like Will Power had his chances to win another championship. Of course, if it wasn't for like a bunch of chokes and other mistakes, he could have had like 4 or 5 championships by now, realistically. But I feel like, I mean, not only because of how he has been the last 3 years, I feel like he doesn't have a chance to win another championship for the rest of his career. Like, as much as I want to see him win another championship, I feel like that's not going to happen. I feel like he's just going to be the 2014 IndyCar champion, and that's about it. Sadly, I don't think he'll win a championship. I would love to see him contend for a championship again. He hasn't done that since 2018. You know what happened. But realistically, I don't think he's going to do it. Next question comes from Eric Marchesini. He asks, other favorite IndyCar drivers besides Will Power? Honestly, I like this question because ironically, for like the past couple of years, I've had some like other favorites. Besides Will Power, I was rooting for Spencer Pigot, and then Jimmy Johnson came along. And then I've announced it like almost a month ago. Kyle Kirkwood, who is currently in the Indy Lights series. I've been rooting for Kyle Kirkwood this year. Whenever like Kyle is going to be in IndyCar soon, of course I'm going to root for him in IndyCar as well. Kyle Kirkwood has been very impressive this year. I think he's either a rookie or he's in a sophomore year in Indy Lights. I could be wrong, but man, I think he's got a chance to win Indy Lights Championship this year. Hope so. But yeah, those are my favorite drivers in IndyCar right now in the IndyCar world. Will Power, Spencer Pigot, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Kirkwood. Also, whenever I watch the old school IndyCar races, the USAC days, I think of Danny Ongais. I don't know why. I feel like Ongais is a good driver, but doesn't get talked about as much. Whenever I just look at Ongais, I'm just like impressed with him. I feel like Ongais is my old school driver, like my favorite old school IndyCar driver. Very good driver. It's very like surprising that he had a near-death experience in the 1981 Indy 500 and it continued to thrive since. So I guess those are my 5 favorite IndyCar drivers. A couple more questions to go. Next question from Jonathan Gaida. I'm sorry if I butchered your names or last names. He asks, how did you become a NASCAR fan? This can also apply to IndyCar as well. I already explained like how I got into IndyCar with the Will Power question, like how I became a Power fan. But for NASCAR, I remember like watching some NASCAR, like not a race, but like whenever like switch channels, I would just see like a glimpse of it. I remember like seeing a race back in 2008. I know it was a nighttime, and all I know is that a NASCAR race was on. I don't know what it was. And then other times I would just flip channels, I skip it. I remember being at RV one time. I was watching like a truck race at Talladega on speed, probably 2008. I don't know. And then I officially got into NASCAR mid 2009. My first official race I've ever watched was 2009 Lennox Industrial 301 at New Hampshire. I remember seeing the crash from Marchesi Jr., Kyle Busch, and others. And I remember that Joey Logano won the race. And Jeff Gordon finished second. Yay. So yeah. And I remember watching 2009 Brickyard 400, Kyle Busch crashing, Jimmie Johnson winning, telling my parents that, hey, Jimmie Johnson won. And then, yeah, good times. I just saw like some races. I remember my first truck race being the 2009. My first official truck race I watched was the 2009 truck race at Las Vegas with Johnny Sauter. But that's fun sand truck. Love that scheme. Win that race for Nationwide. I don't know. I remember watching Texas Fall or Phoenix. I don't know. But I got into NASCAR in mid 2009. So there's your question. Alright, I had to step out, just take a little break, just a few minute break. We got one more question left to go. Last question comes from Kirsten Johnson. He asked, do you think Denny Hamlin wins a race or two this year? I'm starting to think it might be 2018 all over again. I feel like Denny could win a race, hopefully. But as of now, Denny Hamlin has the points lead for the non-chase, and I'm happy to see Hamlin being a winless driver in the points lead. That's awesome. Because here's the thing. Everyone's complaining about, oh, why is Larson not the point leader? He's got 4 wins. Well, here's the thing. Larson has not been as consistent. What do I mean by that? Because Larson has some bad results and Hamlin has some better results. So, there you go. Hamlin has more points than Larson still. If Larson wants to get around Hamlin for points for the championship, non-chase championship, to be a real champion, Larson has to, like, of course, do better, and then Hamlin has to struggle if Larson wants to win it. But as of now, Denny Hamlin, the way things are going, he will be champion if he keeps going, being consistent, while Larson's... That's right, Larson's doing. I know he has 4 wins, but still. It's going to go down between Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson. Whatever you guys do not waste your time with the stupid chase. Do not waste your time on that. You're not going to be pleased. Nobody's going to be pleased about this if you're a real motorsports fanatic. Like, if you want to see the championship between Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson, of course, pay attention to the non-chase format. Like, I've been doing that for the NASCAR app. Iceberg has been posting the non-chase format as well, but with no stage points. NASCAR app has the stage points version of the non-chase format. So yeah, if you want to see an actual real championship battle, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, there you go. And just to let you guys know, just because Hamlin is winless this year, it's not another 2018 year, because he's been consistent. He's had a lot of good races despite not winning a race. Hamlin, he struggled some in 2018. Nearly won some races, of course, but like this year, Hamlin has done better in his win this year than 2018. So, do I think it's going to be like 2018 for Hamlin? No. But let's see how it goes down between Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson. And I am excited for that battle. Not that certain format that does not belong in any form of motorsports. Also, in this channel, the chase does not exist. So, yeah. Alright, guys. The Q&A is over. You guys know what that means? That means this is the end of the video. I just want to say thank you guys for 8 years of support whenever I had my original channel and this channel. Also, I'm still working and trying on appealing in my original channel back. I know that's probably not going to happen, but I'm still trying. So, yeah. Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 8 years of support. And just, I appreciate the support. It really means a lot to me. You guys are the reason why I keep going and making a bunch of videos. You guys are the best fans out there. It means a lot to me. And also, I want to thank everybody who was asking me questions. I know, like, one person was asking a question, but it was more like, hey, do we get to talk about, like, racing or, like, anything outside of racing? And I was like, yeah, ask me anything as long as it's not too personal, go for it. But ever since then, I've had nothing. So to that person who's watching this video but did not get your question in the video, I'm sorry. But hopefully if I do, like, Q&A video in the future, who knows? Ask questions. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for asking a lot of questions. You guys are the best. This means a lot. I know I could have done better with, like, this special occasion, but I don't know. Let's see what happens in 2K. We're on the road to 2K still. So yeah, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment, like, and subscribe for more. Follow my social accounts. Don't forget to turn on my YouTube notifications for more content. Thank you guys so much for supporting E-Nation. And this is IndieFanatics 48 signing off. Goodbye, everybody.